Howdy, y'all. Back for another week. And possibly might see Charles pop in a little bit. We'll see. Uh, I know he got the link, but in the meantime, I'm going to look over here and pop through some messages and stuff and see if anybody's around. And if not, then I'm just going to get to drawing. Because that's what this crap's all about. Let's see. All right. So I'm using a different setup today too for some stuff.
Oh shit, not that. You can get this thing right.
That's all right.
I'm sorry, I'm late. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. Hey, I've noticed this weird thing because I'm using a new setup for myself with like OBS and some stuff. If I'm looking at the preview for the stream, it's showing all the tools for Clip Studio on the left side of the screen, but I actually keep them on the right side.
There's a thing in settings called mirror.
Well, I'm wanting to see. I've been asking people when I've been on different streams and stuff, and they're like, "No, it's not." They're telling me that it's showing up correctly. So I'm thinking there's something. It seems to be going out right, but I just always double check.
Yeah.
So do you see
it's right
side of the screen? Do you see me on?
You're on the left side of the screen. The words all read correctly, so you're fine.
Okay, good. Yeah, for some reason in the StreamYard display, it flips it on me.
Yeah, that's what I said. There's a thing you can mirror it back in the settings. You can flip it back so it's right. It's just backwards for some reason. But in your settings, there's a thing on the video.
I just hit that. It didn't mess it up on the stream side, did it?
No.
Okay, cool. So that's just a local preview. I wish they'd label that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they keep trying to add settings and stuff they think we'll like, and then we yell about it.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna.
What they did to the shorts, StreamYard used to have a thing in the back that make really good shorts, and now they don't. I don't know what they did to them. Yeah, it's weird because now everything's messed up.
Yeah. Well,
I'm going to let this go back to full screen. I don't know how to put myself where you're at, so I'm just going to slide out of here and let you go back to full screen.
Okay, man.
I did send Charles a link. I don't know if he's coming or not.
Okay.
You'd have to send me a link through OBS for me to be down there where you're at instead of up here on the side making the thing smaller. You know what I mean?
Oh, I got you. It's all good.
All right.
I'll
be here for
a So I am working on a page for brides today, and real happy with how everything's turning out with that. We got we're up to I think like 16,700 on it so far. We're pretty close to that. So I may go a little quiet from time to time because I'm being very conscious of what I'm doing. Because this is the first time in the book that the vampire brides all show up together. And I want to make sure that I've got it looking as snazzy as I can. Let's see here now. Yeah, this is going to be a good one. So, no, don't do that. Whole thing's going to turn black for a second. Oh, it didn't. I caught it before that. Okay. So here we go.
This is the kind of stuff. That drives me
What's
crazy. That's the kind of stuff that drives me crazy. Suddenly your screen goes black, and you're like, "What the hell?"
Oh, it was about to go black because I accidentally had my paint bucket selected, and I nearly filled the whole image with black.
That would have been neat, but you can undo it. So
yeah, you can undo it. Well, and you can hit escape if it hasn't taken yet. And so I was pounding the escape button.
That's cool. I did not know that. I did not know you could hit escape.
Yeah, if you're in Clip Studio and there's a process going on like that, and it's taking a hot minute, you can hit the escape key, and a lot of times it'll ditch it.
See, we learn stuff every day, people.
That happens to me a lot because I switch back and forth between my pen and the paint bucket tool a lot to fill areas like this this shadow right here, and it's like that. So but if I accidentally click somewhere out in here on this layer, it's going to fill everything. And there's lots of times where I think I've switched over to my pen, but I still have the bucket. So I'll start to draw, and all of a sudden everything will go black, and I'm like, crap.
Hello, Ashley Bertram.
Ah, hey, what up, Ash? She's actually working as my assistant.
Really?
Helping
keep me. Okay,
yeah.
I am Pops from the Madness. We do all kinds of stuff trying to help promote people like Les. So you need
to. Yeah, Ashley's been doing a lot of good stuff for me. She's been helping.
Hook her up with me on the socials so that we can make sure we're sharing each other's stuff.
Okay, I will do that. I'll send her your way.
Yeah.
So Ashley, this is Pops Ashley. Yeah, I met Ashley through the Dice Alliance role-playing game charity that I'm part of.
Nice.
And
we do role games live on this network, Ashley. So you'll fit right in.
All right.
And I just gave her a wrench. So now you're a mod, Ash, which means you can drop links in the chat on any show we're live on. Anytime the Madness is live, you can drop Les's link over there in the chat.
Oh, she'll dig that.
Listen to me doing.
Yeah, she's been. Because I ended up getting behind on some things with some people. I mean, some commissions and sketches and things that I needed to get out the door, and mostly just the volume of stuff that's been coming in. It was just hard for me to keep track of it all. So she's been helping out with that and doing a great job of it. So starting to make me look way more organized than I actually am, and I appreciate it.
She's got a wrench now. She's down.
Cool.
Is that Charles?
That sounded like one of his little pops.
Charles just popped
one of his little plucky noises.
Mm-hmm.
Charles.
Mm-hmm.
Very curly hair.
Mr. Chuckles. This is the Gypsy Bride, man.
Yeah.
Which, if you guys, either of you guys know a young lady by the name of Ukita? Does Ukita cosplay?
No.
Well,
I thought you were
her and Mombirella had me, and CJ Peterson. Yeah, Mombi was talking about you. She knows you.
Oh boy.
So they had me on. I've been on their podcast a couple times promoting different projects.
Yes.
And they threw up a special live stream the other night just for brides. And apparently Mombi and Akita are putting together cosplays of some of the vampires, some of the vampire brides. So I'm happy about that. I think that's very cool.
Very impressive.
So we shall see I bet those are going to be great. Akita is going to be doing this one that I'm drawing right now, the gypsy bride.
Yeah, her hair's curly, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's perfect for that.
Yeah. That is so the amount of control is just now here's a question for somebody whose hand is a bit more shaky. Are there tools within Studio that can help?
You're breaking up on me. Say again, you're breaking up. Lost you, Charles.
Yeah. Are there tools within?
We got a huge echo, guys.
I don't know what's happening. This is the first time it's happened. I'm on my computer.
If you have any tabs open that are playing the show, you got to close it.
Okay, hold on. Let me we close some of the tabs then. Here, does that help?
No,
Close all the tabs.
I still think it's on Les's end, man, because it's happening to both of us.
I've been on multiple streams over the last few days and haven't had any problems.
Going in as a guest isn't the same as going in as an admin. There has to be a tab open somewhere that's playing the audio. Because I can hear the audio after I'm done.
And I was on mute for a little bit.
And his is doing it.
Yeah,
too.
there's nothing on my end that's playing any kind of audio. Shouldn't be any of this coming through.
Rats.
Weird.
Oh, my question. I forgot it. Oh yeah. For a shaky hand, are there tools to help the line so it doesn't look hyper squiggle?
Yeah. You guys hear me okay?
Yeah, you're
turned on noise.
You're the only one that's not echoing. A mic is picking up what we're saying and throwing it out somebody's speakers. And I don't know who. I don't know.
I keep putting myself on mute.
That's not going to be the problem, because it's not that you're. It's not that you're talking. It's that words you're saying are being picked up by somebody's speakers and ran back through again. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Not me.
How about now?
AB's.
Check. Can you hear me at all?
We can hear you fine, Les. You are not the problem. Other than the fact
Is it still echoing back?
Your speakers may be picking up the audio and broadcasting. That's what I think is happening. Like turn your mic or turn your speakers away from the mic or something.
How about now?
Yeah. See?
Is it still doing it?
Very little. See, you turned it way down. That's definitely what the issue is. Can you turn your speakers down a little bit less?
I've got them turned down as low as they can go and me still hear them. Let me let me do something real quick. Let me do something
It's
here.
not as bad as it was.
Take care of this. God damn it.
It's,
All right,
it's
hold
not
on
as
a second.
bad as it was. Yes, you're right.
Give me just a minute. It's just something for me to have to mess with.
There is the Kickstarter for the Bride's campaign,
Thank you, Ashley.
which I promote because I love Les.
I hate trying to put headphones on because they're a royal pain in the ass because of my other hand.
No, dude, you're all right. It's not it when you turn the speakers away, it went way down. It's not near as bad as it was. We can go.
Yeah, it's really great. So yeah, for the squiggle lines, there are tools to help give you more of a illusion of a steady hand.
There we go. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's wonderful, as a matter of fact. But actually, Les, it was when you turned them away, it did bring it way down. It wasn't, you don't have to wear them things if you don't want to.
I think it looks
I already
cool.
got them on.
Like it's a sci-fi guy.
Yeah. Shit. God.
I do have one quick announcement I want to make real quick, guys. September 27th.
You're pregnant? You're going to see a baby again?
September 27th, Johnstown, Pennsylvania, DitcoCon. We will be broadcasting live from the floor the whole show.
Can you get me a table there?
I can get you a contact info. You have to get your own.
I think it'd be great to show up there.
It'd be awesome if people could show up there. And
you can make fun of me in person.
Where is this at?
Johnstown, Pennsylvania, at the Bottle Works.
It's where all the vampires live. Blah, I live in Pennsylvania.
They've actually done this before. This is a bi-yearly con, not every year. It's every other year. So they did this they've done this before, obviously. But when I was talking to Mark Ditko and Mort Todd last week, and they said, they mentioned it, and I was like, hey, you know what I'd like to do? And dude, I'm in. And they, they were totally cool. They said, yeah, here's the guy you need to talk to set up tech and blah, blah, blah. And it was like, so Kaz is going to be going down there and doing a walkthrough of the building, getting us the best spot to broadcast from.
Clever.
And then the other tables will be set up, around, you know what I mean? It's like we're trying to make sure we're set up first. We know where we're going to be first before they even do the table layout. Right? Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Getting the best spot in the house, bro. Awesome. The dude's name is Matt Lamb, is the guy who runs the Bottle Works. Yeah, Matt Lamb. He owns the Bottle Works, and he's running the show. And Mark Ditko will be there. Mort Todd will be there. Javier Hernandez will be there. There's a few other people. Javi's been on our show, so that was awesome. I get to go hang out with somebody that I know as well. Dude, it's going to be a blast, man. Kaz will be there with me. We'll have a good time.
Nice. Very cool. So Charles, you were asking about something to smooth out your, your, like if you have a shaky hand.
Right.
I actually keep this turned on quite a bit. Is the thing that says adjust by speed.
Okay.
And a lot of the brushes and pens don't have that visible by default. So you can take any brush or pen. Let me go find one that doesn't have it on. Let's see, do I have it on that one? Because I've actually turned it on and saved it that way on most of my stuff at this point.
Okay.
Let's go. So let's go to this one and we'll see. Okay, so here's an off-the-shelf brush or pen that from somebody else, and you can see that it doesn't have that turned on in here.
Yeah.
So in Clip Studio, if you hit the little wrench, that'll pull up all of your subtool details, and you can still draw while that's up. So you can sit there and scribble and see the effect of what you're changing. So we would go down to correction, and if you turn on the little eyeball, then that makes the stuff visible out here. Wow. So I go through like every brush. If I hit a brush that doesn't have this stuff turned on, I go in here and turn it all on, and then I'll hit save settings as default.
Yeah.
So then all that stuff is visible here. Once it's visible, so like right now, you can see scribbles. Well, if I turn on let's see, if I turn on adjust by speed and then I turn my stabilization up a little bit, you can see it kind of lags behind my pen just a little
Right.
bit. But what that lets me do is I'm leading it and it smooths it out.
Oh, that's
So
fast.
there's that. Then another direction you can go with that is to turn on post correction. And with post correction, like right now, it's set as low as it goes.
Right.
And you don't see much correction. But if I turn that all the way up, see what that does after I let go?
Oh, yeah.
So, and you can combine those two things and you'll get like crazy smooth stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of post correction because it's actually altering my line a little bit more than I want.
Yeah.
But I will use adjust by speed quite a bit because that physically feels a lot like using a nice long bristled brush.
Okay.
And then the more like this stabilization, if you think about it in terms of using brushes,
Yeah.
think of stabilization as being longer bristles on the brush. You know, like if you watch an old pinstriper, their brushes have really long bristles.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. And so like if you turn that way up like that, see how far behind that lags?
Yes. That's interesting.
I turn it all the way up. But it's perfectly smooth.
Yeah.
So, you know, sometimes I might crank that up for doing a really intentionally smooth line. You know, that's just a nice little way to do that. I typically don't.
Yeah.
Just most of the time I don't need it. I usually have my stabilization set to like 2. And that's enough. So, and then if you want to make sure that you've got thicks and thins on your lines, you can go down into where was it here? Under, I believe, stroke, not stroke. The brush tip. Yeah, no stroke jokes. No stroke jokes. Starting and ending. Here it is.
Stroking it. Oops, I made a stroke joke.
You made a stroke joke. Stop it. So when you turn this stuff on, and this one already had these turned on, but now they're visible.
Okay.
So if I turn up starting and ending, watch what happens.
Man, it makes it straight-ish.
Well, it's going to add. Let's see. Let's starting and ending brush size. There we go. It wasn't enabled for that. So
Okay.
if I turn these up, then let's see. Why is it not doing it? Let's see. No. Sometimes it's finicky. So you should be seeing it taper.
Okay.
There it goes. Yeah. See that?
Yeah, like
so watch how it'll go from. See how thin that starts and then it thickens. Oh, so that's based on this value right here.
Yeah.
So if I turn both of those up, you'll see.
Wow.
See that? And if I use a larger brush, you can see it real plain.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think those are probably some of the most important little things that you can play with in here.
Yeah.
So if I have these on in a brush, I'll usually have it on a little low so that, because I'm not, most of the time, the pressure with my hand is enough to give me what I want with that.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And then enable snapping. Like if I have any rulers out here, like say I drop a parallel ruler out here and I have enable snapping turned on, then this parallel ruler, everything's going to snap to that parallel line.
Damn, it's like a speed line.
I turn it off.
Yeah.
So and then turn it back on. Shoop.
Okay, that's impressive. So that must be really helpful for architecture, since that's like your castle. I'm sure you had it on quite a bit.
Oh yeah, like for the background in this panel I'm working on here.
Yeah.
There's a perspective ruler set up that lays all the stuff out.
Yeah.
So like I'll end up coming in here, and I'll probably draw most of that panel on its own layer.
Yeah.
And you turn this on and set it to show in same folder, and then anything inside this folder with it will still have that.
Oh, so you could be a column with that.
So like,
oh wow, yeah.
You know, which I don't like this brush. I want to go back to my main pen.
Right.
But so right now that's locking onto those vertical perspective lines.
All your secrets, but this is something that anybody could learn from Flip Studio.
Yeah, it's not a secret at all. It's actually well documented in their stuff.
Yeah.
And it surprises me that more people don't make use of it.
It is interesting how a lot of people sometimes make it harder for themselves to deal with comics and stuff instead of figuring out how to be efficient like you have.
Yeah, I see. I'm kind of funny like that. But what's crazy is like you can see here where I've drawn in my pencils. I've drawn in all kinds of lines and stuff from using the perspective tool.
Right.
But here, I'm probably going to just ink that because I want it to be kind of old and weathered, so the lines shouldn't be quite so uniform. So I could either turn off snapping right here, or I can turn it off globally right here.
Okay.
So then I might come in and ink these lines more like this, so that I'm giving them a lot of variation.
Okay.
And then it gives me a chance to kind of play around with the texture on the surface.
Yeah. Now, how helpful is it that you could rotate like this?
Oh, it's just like working on paper.
Yeah.
Except I don't have to do it with my left hand because I've got it set up. I don't know if you can see on the feed, but I've got my pen set up so that if I use there's a set of buttons on the top. If I use the back button on that, the back button is what I hold that down and it rotates my canvas.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's why I do that so quick. It's all my right hand doing it.
Yes. Hey, Pops, can you do me a small favor?
I don't know. We'll see.
Can you pull up Seismic Toys? Pull up their website. I'm going to show something kind of cool for a second.
You mean I'm going to show and you're going to talk about it?
Yeah. That's stuff I'm doing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to show it. You're just going to talk about it.
Wait, what?
I'm going to show it. You're just going to talk about it.
Yes.
Where is it?
That's because you are like a train that has an engineer.
No.
Okay, so scroll down a little bit and click on the next one over there. The guy that's brownish next to the glow in the dark guy.
Sold out.
Yeah, but take a look at the quality of that toy. So click on some of the photos, zoom in a little bit. So they want to work with me on making Kaiju Nekano Rari. You notice the cat behind me?
Mm-hmm.
So imagine that as a vinyl toy like this. And if you go back to home, and scroll down a little bit. These are all the different toys that they make. They
Looks
also
like they make a lot of monsters from Godzilla.
yeah, and if you scroll up, go to their store and original and exclusive. Go to original and exclusives. There we go. So just scroll down. Look at that robot. I just love that guy. And you could load more. You know, but how cool is that? So yeah. So Les says he's willing to do the modeling. So I'm very excited about our potential on that. Now, if you go to this other website, look up Dynamo Joe. If you're willing to do that, Pops.
Well, they don't have a website. There's Wikipedia.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll pull that up then, I guess. Or images. Well, I'm very happy for you about that show in Pennsylvania, Pops.
Yeah, I'm pretty jacked, actually. I mean, I don't sound very enthused right now. I was up late, did a big show last night. Was up real late.
Were you partying again?
Got woke up by a phone ringing that, just kept ringing and ringing and ringing. I went upstairs, I picked it up, and whoever was on it was gone.
Oh, my God. If you had the phone next to your ears, would that be ringing in your ears?
Well, they weren't calling my number. They were calling the house phone.
Oh.
Which is why I had to get up and go upstairs. Right?
Well, I can respect that.
I still don't know who it was. They didn't call back.
Dynamo Joe images, please.
I'm working on it.
Oh, okay.
Does your share screen not work?
I'm being lazy.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be fun to make Pop works.
Yeah.
Hey, click on that. Click on the Dynamo Joe. Yeah, a little low. That middle one, the orange and blue one. Not on that side, but right below the that one. I was like, look at that. How cool is that? And imagine that as a vinyl toy.
Right.
Wouldn't that be just awesome to be able to have in your room and battle Godzilla or Gamera or Kaiju Nekonorari?
I think Crom would make a better action figure, personally.
Yeah, that could be down the line. After I've succeeded with these, and then we could figure out how to do a Crom vinyl. Who knows? It might sell so well that
he just shows up. He don't need nobody to make him. He just shows up wherever he wants.
Yeah, I know, that's funny. Now back to Les. Let's see his beautiful images. Zoom that in. Wow. So this is a 2-page spread, Les?
Yes.
Okay. Now, how do you?
I really like doing big meta panels and insets, and I play around a lot with my page layouts.
Okay. Now, how do you figure out, like, for example, the woman who's walking to the stairs, how close is she to the fold? And have you ever had the problems of, like, inexperienced artists might make this beautiful page, but then the action might be in the center, and without it being in the center of the book, where the staple is, it could be off-centered or crunched or screwed up. What would be your advice to artists who are trying to make multiple 2-page spreads throughout the book to not screw up the middle line? Or am I saying it wrong?
Don't screw up. Just don't put stuff right down the center.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like have a page template. Like here you can see my page templates, and they line up and there's a point there that marks off where the trim is and the bleed and all that kind of stuff, and that lets you know. So you just, I mean, that's one of those things that's just like, pay attention. Just pay attention. There's a lot of things that are fixed and or prevented by just paying lots of attention. All right. This is one of those things that I enjoy doing this, and I will zone out so easy. So thicken that line up a little bit right there. Thicken that one up a little bit right there. So it's nice on something like this to be able to just go in and do the background, have it on its own layer. So then when I do the girls, I can play around with some stuff a little bit. Right. I have some freedom, and I'm not going to screw up that background.
Yeah. What's been the best part of being, this is going to sound corny, but validated with the fan base, and that you're actually being recognized for the incredible artist that you are, instead of the, it's Les Garner. You know, it's more like, oh my God, it's Les Garner.
I don't think I am. I don't think I am like recognized like that.
Okay.
You know, I don't think that's a thing yet. And even if it were a thing, I doubt that I would really notice.
Yeah, good. You won't,
because I'm just, you know, I just am not. I'm really not concerned with that sort of thing.
Yeah, because the one thing that I enjoy about watching you draw is there is a lyricalness, like even though it's making money, it's being efficient, whatnot, but there's also a joy behind what you do. You know, it sings. It is lyrical.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
that is appreciated.
And you could definitely tell the difference when you're into something and it pops, or when you're just like, all right, thanks for the money, here you go, and the people are happy. Why?
Oh yeah, I mean, sometimes a job's a job.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's how it works, and you know, sometimes it's hard to help that. I try to find something to be excited about, or you know, and on commercial jobs, how that works usually is I treat it as a puzzle, and solving the puzzle is what makes it become tolerable.
Right.
So, you know, that's kind of a thing. But like on this, there's none of that, because with Brides, you know, I'm the writer, I'm the artist. It's mine. It's my baby, kind of like Apocalypse Girl.
Yeah.
So
writer, penciler, inker, colors.
Yeah. The only job I'm not doing on it is the lettering.
Right.
So Mike is handling the lettering, which I appreciate. I despise doing lettering.
Mm.
So that's kind of a thing. But yeah, you know, it's mine.
Yeah.
And there's just, I don't know, man. There's the story for this. It wasn't meant to become like a real artsy sort of thing. Something I was like super. I probably shouldn't say this. Like when I set out to do this, Bride started out as something for me to draw each week on the stream.
Right.
And it took on a life of its own in a way that I did not see coming.
You're in love with them. You have a crush on them. No, I mean in reality, it's joyful just watching
it. Yeah, well, it's joyful doing it. Like, I just enjoy my time working on this.
Yeah.
And, you know, the folks I'm working with have commented on that, and and they're like, yeah, we can tell. Everybody, it seems like everybody can tell.
Right.
So I'm super down with that. And yeah, I mean, it just like a page like this. Now that background, that big inset panel, is actually an updated version of a drawing that I shared back when I first started tinkering with this project. I shared it on my socials.
Yeah.
But it didn't have snow in it at the time. So because there's a showing there's a few different reasons narratively that I decided to bring in the seasons into the mix as she's on her journey, and the snow throughout this section as she first gets to the castle is a really good sort of foreshadowing of a kind of coldness that she's going to morph into later.
Oh, interesting.
So it's kind of a visual use of a kind of a literary sort of mechanism.
Yeah.
Too thick.
Give her thick thighs.
Thick. It's a thick girl.
You know, it'd be funny if you temporarily drew her with a robot leg
No.
or a peg leg, like a pirate.
No. God. You keep your fetishes off my stream.
They're not fetish. It just ought to be funny. It's like, how would you like if this is an underdrawing? How would you turn one into a robot girl temporarily, and then you could just get rid of that layer?
I don't know. My brain's not there to do something like that right now.
I got it. Yeah, I noticed that too. That when you do the art, you tend to get extremely compartmentalized and very
Yep.
hyper focused. You know,
It's when I'm doing the art, it's like acting.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that if I were an actor, I'd be a method actor.
Okay.
So, I'd be one of those guys that goes into character and doesn't come out.
Yeah.
And if you try to pull them out, they get irritated.
Right. What
That
type
it would Jerry Lewis.
Oh no.
Whatever you call that.
Yeah.
Zany.
Zany. Do you have a hard time improving?
On some things.
Okay. Yeah. For me, improv is easy. It's the memorization of lines. That's how.
I would just never. I wouldn't be caught dead trying to do comedy.
Hey, you could be the straight man.
I wouldn't even want to be involved with comedy at that level. I just there are a handful of comedies in film that I watch from time to time, and I like them, but I don't seek out comedy.
Yeah.
So that's like, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of I joke around in person, but I am a pretty serious person.
I'd have to agree with that in a good way.
It's just my thing. It's how I am. Let's see.
Yeah, it's like just looking at that. Like the one lady that you're working on now, I could say, they're like, my hair is prettier and longer than the rest of you. Yeah, what she said. And the third one is like, whatever. I don't care. I just want candy. Now,
yeah,
this is gonna sound dumb, but how long did it take for you to really understand the gravity of the breast, where it's more of a tear shape?
I was gonna say the gravity of the boob. Yeah. How did you learn to give boobs gravitas?
Yes.
Well, it didn't really click in life until I had held plenty of them.
Oh my God.
Lots and lots of field study.
Yes. Field study? Oh, field study.
Damn it. This is making me mad.
Are you having a tough time with it, or?
Just really getting frustrated with this particular line that I want.
Yeah. Oh, man, she had a big nipple there.
Well, fortunately, I mean, she ends up having these tassels and stuff hanging down, which is kind of cool, but you know, it's still a thing.
Now, with the tassels, is that that's a brush?
That's a custom brush. I mean, like traditionally, I would sit there and draw all those little circles in, but I mean, it's like I know what I would do, so I just make a brush for stuff like that.
Okay, save time.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the secrets for you doing a page in 2 hours or less by making custom brushes.
Yep. I've got a lot of tricks. Lots of tricks.
Wow, I like the rabbit.
Let's see here now. Let's go in here. She's got, it's part of her outfit that comes down to this point.
Yeah.
And then
I like how the point.
I can get lost in doing cloth.
I like how the point points to her point of what she is.
Shit. You weird. Let's see here now.
Isn't that sweet right there? I could watch Les do this all day. It is fascinating, especially if he explains what he's doing for someone that knows nothing about the art world. It is to quote the friends at Chase University, a teachable moment.
Teachable moment. By the way,
So, like,
Ashley's cool.
What's going on here? What's going on right here is I'm, working on the folds of this cloth.
Yeah.
And I get really caught up in cloth folds. I'm very particular about that. So there are some little rules about it. Like, you want to be able to think of the structure underneath and have it follow, but then the folds themselves have their own structure that sits on top of it. So, like, if you were to take a piece of cloth and kind of bunch it, like take it, hold it straight up, and then lower it down so that it folds up and makes that kind of a shape. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
See that? And then pinch the two ends of that and pull it around something and then let go a little bit, let it loosen. You'll see that those folds have a kind of shape to them that you can picture them as being like strips of clay, like tubes laid on. And then you could start to visualize how those tubes create troughs and valleys that are very much like waves in water. And it gets very, I don't know, just hypnotic to me to sit and work that out, so like we'd have some stuff right here, and then let's see, I don't like this line right here. I need to smooth that out for that leg. And then of course I have to be careful that I'm not on the verge of getting too liney with it, because I just have a tendency to put lots of lines in things, which can take away from the elegance of the female form if you're not careful.
Yeah, we
But
call that noodling in some circles.
that's part of what I like about doing the cloth like that, though, is it's a place where I can sort of find the forms of the objects and let loose with them a little bit. So, like right there, I'm building up this depth in here that exists underneath where the tip of the of her top. I don't, is it? It's not really a corset. It's not a bustier. I don't know what to call it, but
Underwear.
but it's not. It's an evening gown.
Yeah.
With a kind of a certain sort of design to it. So,
What you should do is name the designer like Fourois Miku or something like that. Some dumb French name. But don't use my name.
No. No.
It's a moisson
design. So like
it's
moistened.
It's from the haberdashery people.
Moistened. Moister than oyster.
Oh, that's what she said. Oh.
Let me jump in here real quick and say hi, Maya. Hi, Maya. Maya. Hi, Maya. I'm me. Hi, Maya. Bye, Maya.
Okay.
That's how you.
Oh, Pops is trying to be more random than me.
This is how you prove to people that you're real.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you were an AI generation.
I have people all the time thinking. Back in the beginning, they used to think me and Q were the same person.
I'm on the stream.
They used to think me and Q were the same person, bro.
Yeah.
It was crazy, right? It's like
wait, you and I are the same person. It's true, we are.
No.
You are Charles D. Masson, and I'm Pops.
Your mustache.
That's not fair. That's not fair while I'm doing this. Mm-hmm. So yeah, sorry, you guys.
Yeah.
I just got distracted.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it went out over the stream or not, but
I muted you.
Oh well.
No, I muted you once you started. When you said I'm on the stream, I muted you. Nobody heard anything after that, so you're good.
Yeah, that's my wifey showing me the outfit she's wearing to the signing I've got this weekend.
Oh, is that the same outfit that you're drawing?
No. No. But it's saucy.
My gosh.
It's saucy and makes me a happy man.
Yeah.
Makes me a happy man. So
yeah, Pops is just an AI voice. I program it in.
It's like this jacket and this corset that I just bought her.
Yeah.
And it's saucy. It's saucy.
You guys should see Charles trying to AI the voice of Dante. That's funny.
See, I'm typing it right now. And
you can't AI Dante. Dante has to come from the heart. You can't AI that guy. See?
There we go. That's one of the
Dante shows up.
What the hell?
Everything changes, man. Everything.
And guess what?
Gets here, we're talking to Charles and we talk more to Les because Les is doing the work. See, Dante is like focused on the work. You know what I mean?
Dante is focused on getting stoned.
That too.
Oh my God.
There's a certain job description that goes along with being Dante's Inferno. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't see it, Charles. They can't see it. We're not up there.
Oh.
Les is using OBS. In order for me to full screen him, we have to be backstage.
I understand.
You know? Because he didn't invite us to have our little pictures on his screen there. He didn't invite us to put our faces there, but his face is hiding behind his name right there, see?
Well, that means Les is smart. We're both AI, and Les has been programming it in with his toes.
He probably has a board for that. Watch out.
Oh, by the way, Pops,
Yeah.
Go to commercial.
Oh,
Well,
hold on a second. Hold on. Before you do,
Yeah,
I got
don't
some
just
info I
end
need
it.
to drop.
Don't just
So,
end it without anybody saying goodbye or anything.
We've got let's see, this Friday
Yeah.
I will be doing a signing and whatnot, signing an appearance at Nirvana Comics in Knoxville, one of my favorite stores on the planet. Which I know Nirvana is actually one of the backers of Brides, and they're going to be carrying a nice chunk of Bride stuff. So I'll probably be back there in a couple of months after all of that fills. But,
Is your lovely lady going with you on that excursion?
Yeah.
Would you have her do me some short clips, please?
What?
Sure.
Sweet. I like short clips
Sure,
of
we can do that.
appearances. Obviously, the fans like them too, because we're getting 1,000 hits on all of these Comic-Con shorts and all these that we're playing. They're all blowing up, right? So I want more live appearance stuff for shorts.
Shorts
for
are
promotional
definitely the
purposes.
way to go.
So this would be
Yeah,
like a
shorts
way
are-
to promote Les. And we play the shorts on the network from his signing at Nirvana.
This is going to be a dumb question, but the vampire with a thumb out, is she like hit the road or hitchhiking, or what's the reason for the thumb?
It's just a sort of gesture, just something for her hand to be doing there.
Okay.
Get ready to
I
jam
was
it in
wondering
your
if that
ass,
was a
child.
defensive
Jam
gesture or
it in
something.
your ass.
So
There you go. She
that-
gets it. Look,
then
she gets it. I like her already.
Ashley,
Yes.
Ashley's the bomb, man. She keeps me rolling.
All
Yeah.
right, well, let me
And,
talk to her for just a second. Ashley, this is beautiful. We do 30 weekly shows. You can pop in on any show and drop these links. Do you see what I'm saying?
There you
You
go.
don't have to just wait till Les's show. We
Ugh.
do 40 weekly shows and we
no,
encourage
that's
people
just
to
enough.
promote. So please, when you see us live, you hit that notification thing. When you see us live, pop in there, say, hi, everybody, go check out Les's book and drop that link. You know, that's what we do here. We encourage that kind of activity. I want that. I want people to promote each other. So not just when Les is doing a show, when Dustin's doing a show, when Pops is doing a show, you know what I mean? Pop in the chat, say hi to everybody, say go check out Les's book. It's what we do. Except for Les making pig faces over there. I seen you, bro. I seen you.
Oink. I thought I'd pop this up. One of the reasons I changed up and am using OBS is so I can like have my slideshows and things like that running and show different things much more easily. I have key commands for those.
StreamYard has a slideshow. You just
But StreamYard doesn't allow me to use key commands with my feet. So
are you sure?
So
I think everybody
I'm
has
sure.
key controls on StreamYard, bro.
There's got a slideshow up there of the next. I think it's the next Kickstarter that I'm going to be doing is for the tarot deck that we've talked about off and on for the last year.
Yep.
So, thought I'd keep that handy so we can pop that stuff out there and roll with it.
Yes.
Then there's let's see, tarot.
I'm putting the book together and the definitions.
And then, of course, Brides, which is currently at, let me refresh it. Come on, give me the total. We are currently on Brides at $16,696.
Woohoo!
So we're smoking right along on that thing. And yeah. I'm encouraging everybody to get out there and share the thing and all that stuff. Help us break 17K today. That would be awesome. I would love to see us break 17K today. I've got some things in mind for metrics of what I'd like to see this do from here on out. and we're on track with kind of with what I'm hoping for. So, but there's the slideshow, and I will turn that back off real quick. And you guys are getting to see some of the interiors getting done right now. I'm probably going to change her face. As I look back at it, I actually like working this way where I can pop over and see stuff tiny on a separate screen. I'm not real happy with her face that's inked right now, so I'm probably going to go in and just completely change that face. But I like the body. I like the dress. There's a lot going on that I'm happy with. And, this is a kind of a key panel because this is the first moment in the book where Eva, the Bride of Frankenstein, meets the Brides of Dracula. And I love I'm terrible with names even for my own characters, and I end up making up nicknames for them. So like there's the one who's kind of posted up on the banister. She's kind of my favorite of the brides and of the vampire brides. And I have nicknamed her Little Miss Poshy Pants.
Oh my God.
She's like a sassy little debutante sort of character. So she's just sassy, spoiled little brat vampire.
Oh my God. So Les, what's your nickname for Kremen?
Nap time.
What? It's so mean. I mean, you are drawing it.
Nap time. No. I don't have a nickname for that yet. It's its own thing.
Yeah, my inker called him Mr. Pain in the Ass because of how much inking he had to do by hand.
Yeah, because it's a reversed out character.
Yeah, because we didn't have computers back then for doing that. That was when Marvel first came out with their quote digital Iron Man. They thought what a big deal it was, and it was just pixelated Iron Man in black and white.
Yeah. Let's see.
Here, put on my screen for a second, Pops. Just for a second.
No.
Kaiju
over here.
Kaiju are coming. Kaiju are coming. Kaiju are coming. Kaiju are coming.
Charles, don't be referring to kaiju porn. This is a children's show.
What? No.
I mean, that would make such a mess all over a city.
Oh my God. It's raining. No, it's not. It's kaiju porn.
Let's see. I'm looking over. Covers, one with the wolves.
Heck, ironic. It seems like those bride covers, one with wolves, bring shades.
Oh, yeah.
By Jan Malin. PP, please. We're questioning, is Eric July used as the base plate for AI? What? Here, put up.
Yeah, there's a whole. So there's a. I can't pull up an individual, but I'll put the slide back up. Yeah. So when the slide runs through where you see her with the wolves, there is, and I'm not weighing in on this at all. I'm agnostic on it. I don't give a damn.
Right.
There is an interesting thread going on that one right there.
Okay, someone might
on X that someone, the way the thread reads, it sounds like someone may have taken a clip of that, split it and mirrored it, and then used the mirrored version of it as a guide for an AI generator.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
Your art has been swiped.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time in my life that my art's been swiped in one way or another.
Yeah.
And it's I've had it done. I mean, nowadays it's with AI, but I've had it done in other ways many, many times. And frankly, it's not an invitation for people to go do it, because please don't do that.
No.
But at the same time, I'm just kind of like, well, if my crap's good enough for people to try to steal it, then that means it's probably pretty good. So if I spent if I spent the amount of time trying to fight and go after that kind of stuff that it takes to do it, then I wouldn't be making more artwork. So I'm like, yeah, whatever, is what it is. This is the world we live in. And I don't know. I've seen people get bent out of shape over it for me. And I'm like, okay. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I gotta go because I'm supposed to be in another podcast, so I'll talk to you guys later.
Later, man. But yeah, I've seen people defending me and stuff, and from those kind of things, and that's cool, and I appreciate it. But I don't really put that much thought into it. So
see, this is the kind of shit going on. Les don't got nothing to do with Malin or Eric July. Why the fuck are they using his art to argue with each other? Jesus fucking Christ, man. I get so sick of these fucking people, man.
I honestly, in my eyes, I'm like, I don't know the dudes. I'm barely familiar with their work at all. And if they want to talk about me,
look what they're saying. People were questioning if Eric July used it as a base plate for AI creation.
Yeah. No,
you don't want to be associated with that shit. People shouldn't be associating your art with that shit, and it pisses me off.
No, what they're saying is that they were cribbing my art.
Your art should not be associated with anything that has to do with AI anything. People doing that just
it's the genie is out of the bottle and all that. And I think everybody who gets too bent out of shape at this point is like, dude, I had a stroke that nearly killed me. It doesn't do me any good to get mad over stuff.
No, so that's why I get mad for you. That's what I'm saying. This kind of shit, though.
Well, I appreciate it.
Malin, using your art to accuse Eric July of something.
That's a little weird, but
okay, you see what I'm saying? These guys need to quit using other people for their arguments. You want to argue with Eric July? Go pick up a piece of Eric July art and argue with him about his art. Don't associate other names, other people's stuff to your arguments. They don't have look. Les don't got nothing to do with none of that damn shit. Nothing.
Yeah, but I will say this: if whoever is like cribbing my stuff to try to make something, I mean, if that's what's happening, it's like, well, hell, just come to the source, reach out to me. I'm not that expensive, and
you'd be a much better artist than some of the people he has on board. That's for damn sure. I mean, come on, man. I'd rather you were drawing Chuck Dixon's book or Mike Barron's book than anybody else. Okay.
I would welcome a shot at drawing stuff for Chuck or Mike. I would welcome that. That would be fun.
Let's see. If you went and drew for Eric July, then John Malin would be out there talking shit about you instead of using your art as somebody else's AI inspiration. You see what I'm saying?
At this point, with all the beef it seems people in this business have with each other, and all the little fights and little social sniping and stuff, I kind of look at it all as being 100% kayfabe. Well, because I know people who straight up will rip each other to shit online, and then run into each other at shows and pal around. And laugh about how they ripped each other. Yeah. And I mean, it's just like wrestling. It's just like wrestling.
Except there's some people that are 100% serious, because I go to cons and I get the side eye from the people that hate me. There are some who are serious, but I'm like, I know that's a show. Okay. And because it's a show, I don't like them associating your art with their bullshit. Okay. Because 90% of it is fabricated. Like you just said, kayfabe.
Yeah.
Okay. They have their own artists. They got their own people.
You know the old saying, there's no such thing as bad press? Like if they're talking about you, they're talking about you. Be glad they're talking about you. So I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, we know what AI is, bro. Yeah, we put Les's art in there. We steal Les's art to create something new. We know what that is. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about people that are, sensationalizing their own online beef, like he was just talking about, but then using somebody else as the plaything, as the pawn in their game, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
They didn't come to Les. Did John Malin come to you and ask you anything about this piece before he posted that? No. He just threw you out there in the middle of their beef.
I'm just like, I mean, if my art is the source art somebody is using, whether they're copying or something like that, and then people want to talk back and forth and be like, oh, you stole this from this guy's art over here. I'm like, hey, thanks for mentioning me.
Well, they probably didn't mention you.
That may seem.
They probably didn't mention you. They just threw your art out there in the middle of their beef.
I know they did. I know that my name's being tossed around in the conversation because
somebody else jumped in and said, hey, that's Les's art, right?
But there are enough people who. And I've seen this before. I've seen there's enough people who have my back on things that somebody will say something, and it
well, that's what I was doing, bro. That's what I was doing just now.
Yeah, no, I ain't griping about any of that. I'm just saying, for me personally, I'm just like, I got books to draw. I mean, I know.
Yeah,
I don't get.
And I'll be honest with you, if Eric July's artist did take one of your images and feed it into the AI and replicate it or whatever, then that's just their punk move. But is it Malin's job to point it out? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, John, go do your books, man. Get off social media. Go do your work. That's all.
I'm not a big fan of that kind of the drama, the drama machine that's out there. But what can you do?
Well, I just know from doing this for 5 years that negative pushes more people away than it pulls in. It doesn't even pull new in. It's the same people that love all the negative bullshit and they support it all over the place. It does not draw in new people. Being negative, being a dick doesn't draw in new people. It just feeds the people that are already there. There's no growth to it. You want to grow, you got to give people stuff they like and they want and they're happy to be involved with. I mean, look, you said something about beef earlier, and it's like there are people, a lot of people have beef with me. There's a lot of them. I don't give a shit. You know who I have beef with? People that actually rip people off. People that actually burn people. People that actually don't do what they say they're going to do. They don't fulfill on time. Those are the people I got beef with. People that don't do what they say they're going to do. People that rip other people off. Scammers. Those are the people I got beef with. I ain't got time to beef with other artists and creators. There's plenty of actual bad actors out there to confront. Right? People actually doing bad things. Who cares what Eric July is doing? Is he ripping anybody off? No, shut the fuck up. You see what I'm saying? He's fulfilling. Shut the fuck up. Are you? That's the whole point, guys. You can't have beef with somebody that's actually doing the job when you're not. Okay? You don't look good having beef with somebody who's actually getting shit done when you're not. So you got to stop with that trying to make the other guy look bad shit. Unless you're living in that beautiful glass house that can't be broken, shut the hell up. Oh yeah, it can be free advertising, but most of the people paying attention to them guys, they don't care about Les's work. They care about those guys' beef. It's all entertainment. It's like you said, it's kayfabe. It doesn't, and they don't mention Les when they post that dumb shit. They mention Eric July. You see, they don't say this beautiful piece of art by Les Garner could be the base plate for this piece by. You see what I'm saying? They don't do that. They don't promote Les while they're talking shit about the other guy. That sucks, man. That's what I'm saying. It's just like doing homage and not crediting the fucking artist. You know?
Yeah, no, that's lame as hell when people do that. You know?
Yeah.
It's like if you're doing an homage, if you're doing an homage cover, you really need to credit it. I mean, that's the point. It's the point of doing it.
Anytime you're using somebody else's work, somebody else's piece of art in anything, if you're out there posting about just exactly what this was about, they think Eric July used this art for base plate for AI. They didn't say, we think Eric July used the Les Garner's art. They're not promoting Les. They're promoting themselves with their beef, with their constant, bullshit interaction online. They promote each other. That's all. They don't promote you guys. They don't care about no little guys. If they did, they would have been mad that Eric stole Les's art. That's how they would have worded it. You see? That's not what they're doing. They do the beef to promote each other. And
I'm zoning out for a second.
I really believe Eric and Ethan are friends. And they know what they're doing.
Could be. That kind of stuff wouldn't surprise me. I mean, but I stay out of that kind of stuff. I focus on making my books, making the things that I do, and doing good artwork. So
yeah, my problem is with people.
What's funny is
use you.
What I'm doing right here on this piece, you probably can't even tell what I'm doing, but it'll be like magic here in just a second. You'll see. She's got all these tassels. Of course, I made this brush that I use for doing these. So now I'm going to circle that up and then fill that in. And now, pop. And there they be. That way I don't have to sit and draw and fill all those stinking little bubbles. Because ain't nobody got time for that.
That could be a fact. That could be a fact.
Yeah.
Nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Hey, we promote a lot of people in this network, and all of them are happy people having a good time. You don't see the people that are out there having a bad time, causing bad times, hanging out on this network. That's all. We're having a good time. We're trying to have fun. I don't even like saying that kind of shit, man. Yeah, but you could have known about Les just by tuning into the show. This is his 54th episode here, bro. See, you might have heard about it from the drama guys, but you could have heard about it from us a long time ago.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
Whatever brings people my way, I ain't going to be too mad at it. So
I like the fact that
this.
We've been promoting so many people for so long, and we're just now starting to get people to come in and recognize that, Elemental, you're on Rumble right now. You're on the Madness Rumble channel. You heard about Les from them. How did you hear about the Madness Rumble channel? I'm just curious, That's why he's part of our network, bro. That's what we do is promote. This is all thing. He's not keeping to himself. He's been on the network for over a year. And that's all we do is promote independent creators on this network. 30 weekly shows. Consistently, dude, I waited for 2 years for fucking Godlike, bro. 2 years I waited for that. What do you mean consistent? Doing covers for other people? That's not consistent. Look, I waited a long time for John's work. You're not going to preach to me how on top of things John is. But I got people that have put out 13 books in the time John put out one.
Mm.
Pay attention to our network, bro.
Yeah.
You'll find a whole bunch more people you probably didn't know anything about because you're watching drama streamers.
Yeah. I ain't gonna diss anybody for what they watch and all that kind of stuff.
I'm saying watch here and you'll see a lot more of what you like. If you like Les's art, you'll like a lot of the people on this network, but you'll never hear about them from John or Ethan or Eric. They don't promote. Yeah, you won't hear about our shows, bro. Not unless you're over here watching. They don't promote the little guy. And Les just got caught up in one of their. We're going to use this beef. We're going to talk about this beef this week with Eric. You know.
Mm.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Look, it is a theory, okay? I don't know anything about it because I don't pay attention to any of them people. The only reason I know about it is because you brought it up on our show. Bro, you see, drama is, we didn't even know about it over here because we're not paying attention to that shit.
Well, I knew about it. I just, I don't really draw attention to those things a lot of times. But I mean, that somebody is out there paying attention and noticed things and said something. I'm like, thanks, man. That's cool. I appreciate it. So
no, I'm not mad at I'm just saying those guys really don't promote what all these people in this network are doing unless they can use it in a beef. That's the only reason they brought you up, man. Because they used it in their beef.
Mm.
That's what pisses me off. Les is worthy of being on John's show and being talked about on a regular. Les is a better artist than John, for fuck's sake. I don't care who wants to argue that.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
John Malin.
I literally don't know who that is. I haven't.
There you go. That's all you had to say, Les. You don't even know who he is. That's all you had to say. I'm not saying that to put the guy down or anything. I pretty much stay in my hole and do my work. Mm-hmm. So I barely get to even read any comics anymore. And most of the time I end up there's a handful of people who I know personally who are friends of mine, and I'll end up reading their stuff. Or I will go back and read stuff that I love from 40 years ago. Right.
So, I'm kind of, I'm kind of odd like that, I think.
That's just, like I said, you work, your art speaks for itself. Everything about it. I backed Godlike. I was waiting and waiting and waiting. Finally, I got sick of waiting. I asked for a refund, got ignored, got talked down to, got treated like shit. Finally, the book got here. You know what I did with the book? I auctioned it off in the fucking Gemini. Because everything I heard about CG was taking care of the customer and timely fucking fulfillment and all this dumb shit that I thought was a really great thing. And those values were solid and something I could get behind. And then when I got behind it, I found out that that's only for the little guy. They have to fulfill on time. They have to be perfect. The big guys can do whatever the fuck they want. And I lost all respect.
I have heard such things.
I lost all respect for the big guys because they're preaching what they were preaching. They weren't doing. They weren't. I waited 2 years for Godlike, bro, and it wasn't even that big of a book. What, 80 pages or something? 2 years? I'm gonna do 20 pages. I'm gonna do 40 pages a year. What's that? 2 pages a month? For fuck's sake, come on, man. I'm really working hard at this.
I knocked out a 100-page book last year after having a stroke.
Yeah. This is definitely the place, Elemental. We have 30 weekly shows. We do launches. We do countdowns. This is the place where you will find lots of independent creators that you may not have ever heard of. I do my best to get people like that seen. I'm not just on Rumble. I'm on Pilled. I'm on X. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. I'm anywhere they'll let me. And we're building a Roku network right now to take all these shows to the Roku platform. See, I'm all about promoting independent people and getting them seen and helping them out. That's my life, bro. You know, I mean, I talked to Les a little over a year ago. Man, you want to do a show on the network? It'd be fucking awesome if you come out and drew. He's been doing it for 54 weeks. This is his 54th episode, bro. I've been doing this shit for 5 years, promoting people. I used to do a monthly online con that was like an event, you know. It just turned into a network of weekly shows, but all I do is promote these guys, man. And I hate when when my friends get caught up in the negative shit, because it doesn't usually help. You think it goes to sales? No, it goes to engagements and people watching for the more beef and whatnot. But it doesn't help little guys sell books. The big guys, that's how they built their fan base. Okay, but first you have to have a fan base before you can like go heel. You got to be a face before you can go heel. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, you got to have a fan base before you can flip on them and start being acting stupid. You got to have a fan base first. So I'm trying to help these little guys get seen, and that's my job. Hi, Chris. What's up, brother? And yeah, we're all over the place, man. And we're going to continue to grow. And yeah, I didn't mean to get all off on that rant, but like you say, you brought it up. I just get heated. I protect my people. I protect my artists, my friends, all these people that are part of what we're building. I look out for them, man. If I see scammers, I don't let scammers be involved in what we're doing. If I see a scammer profile, it instantly gets blocked from our network. We don't screw around, man. We're actually trying to build something real here. So you're more than welcome to join in. We are the Madness Entertainment Group on YouTube as well. And you're more than happy to tune in anytime, bro. I'd love to see you, because that's the way it is. With that, we're at an hour and a half. I think.
Oh yeah, it's time to call it. But thanks everybody for hanging out and watching the stuff. Please take a second to go check out the Kickstarter for brides and help us get a little further on down the road with it. So thanks everybody. Which
one of our ads did you play at the beginning? Do you know?
Whatever was queued up. I don't even remember.
The Slaughterville one?
I think it was Slaughterville, yeah.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and play the rest of these awesome sponsor ads and check out all this stuff, because all this stuff is good too, guys. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Beyond the world we know is a place where reality bends and time stands still. A place where legends, fairy tales, and nightmares are real. A world where legends are born and destinies collide. Alice has spent her life lost in an interdimensional rift known as Wonderland, and it forged her into a deadly bounty hunter. With her ancient clockwork guardian Big Ten by her side, they hunt the things that stalk the shadows of Wonderland. Alice Lost in Wonderland, issues 1 and 2 launch May 6 on Kickstarter. Follow along at GoMrFish.com.
It's Flip City Magazine, The Parodies, Special Edition, with savage send-ups of The Walking Dead, Star Trek Picard, Stranger Things, The Mandalorian, Guardians of the Galaxy, and more from the first 4 years of Flip City. Get Flip City The Parodies free when you subscribe in print at FlipCityMag.com. The world's best satire magazine, and never, ever woke.
Cat and mouse vipers. Giant child-snatching vipers are terrorizing New Orleans, pulling children from their homes in the middle of the night. In their eagerness to take on human trafficking in the city, cat and mouse find themselves in the thick of it. Crime, action, drama, with a smattering of superheroics. Now, like Roland Mann said, our head honcho here at Silverline, go do some backing, and we appreciate your support.
In the heart of a major city, in a place raised to honor Earth's past protectors, the world will again learn, sometimes, superpowered intrigue doesn't stop at the grave. Galaxy Memorial Park, Volume 1, beginning crowdfunding Memorial Day 2025.
Tube and feel the vibe. Every show you crave right here live. Heroes and villains clash in the night. Madness Comic Network sets it right. Scroll through the list, find what you need. Epic battles and fast-paced speed. From capes to cosmic space delight. Tune in and watch your favorites ignite. On Facebook, share the thrill so grand. On X, the buzz across the land. Madness Comic Network all around. In every episode, joy is found. Uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens days. Oh! New uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe.